Windhoek, March 1990, the birth of a nation. As the country celebrates, the President declares a new era of human rights and freedom for all Namibian citizens. A rally to mark the birthday of the ruling SWAPO party 11 years later. Our journey starts with the President himself. We find him on his farm in Otavi, in the north of the country, listening to a news bulletin on the radio.
Disunity among media practitioners. You can hear the next bulletin at 1 o'clock.
This was a fortress of the South African army, protecting the farmers. You can't see this thing. Oh, yeah. This thing is manned. No bullet can go through here, not even a bazooka. So the South African soldiers would fire anybody approach whom they think is a terrorist, and then they shoot, then they just take cover here. No bullets can go through here. The same thing with this one. They can also fire, and they fire from here, this position, then they just take cover like this. No bullet can go through, not even a bazooka. I bought a farm which I didn't know that it was a fortress of the enemy.
Yeah, he's normally called Msamani, and it's quite a very respectful word. It's like a father figure. It's like the protector, the head of the household, sort of.
Now this is about 1 kilometer. So we'll do another kilometer back. And if you are interested to see our experimentation of vegetables and fruits, you are welcome. You can go in there. Okay. You are interested?
Yes.
Okay. So Namibia is a country of contrast. So we sing it our national anthem. Beautiful Namibia, land of contrast. It's really a land of contrast. Very beautiful. It is never my intention to serve again because I'm too old. I have to give way to the young people, but I will remain in the party leadership and work with the young people because they move fast and I'm no longer able to move fast. Okay.
Eso lo kokoli honorable wetu onfimane kwa wetu ole twehameka na ikemwen ngashame ole hameka ngenai sha singeta putuka tate semane esa ya kombanda otuno na bashona esingota tongwa taina suno na bashona nde ilonga ya katalongoko aya no siwana sa Namibia aifano siwana sa Namibia sinsi kule konje oshilongo ko Zambia opo shika ekonjele manguru kolo shilongo. Nde okwakala mokati ko vanu, nde talongo no vanu, nde okwebadula, oufita wonu, ouju, otate, okobakala, omeme, okobakala, ounona, okobakala. Ndabe se okwebatopola, mengu bidayo oloko. Nde nkokoli wetu, okwapula omapulo, omakwafo, koi wana ya hangana, no penye edikwao, nde okwamona, okwapondole, okubatela oshiwana. Tate semane uyoma, okwakala alo setalombwela anu kucha, vateleni ovanu, menilo shilongo omo mulimo, shashi kabe na pata bali, abe ndeke nemba odome. Ndo vano wakala no kuteleka, ndo morwa ewilo nkokoli semane uyoma. Semane uyoma alukila ne menilo shilongo. Semane uyoma se yamu, elakala ele mfindanifa okwati tudimina fane
Mimi aveshe omo tunokwea dhimburu kweni ongeto afiki moka pitoro atorine moka pitoro. Yeah. Well, of course, every Namibian was happy when we achieved our freedom and genuine independence, because colonialism was oppression and enslavement, and we rose with our heads up, and even though the apartheid regime of South Africa was more equipped with the weapon of suppression, we managed to escape, and they went out of our country. That time, Tanzania was the first independent African countries in Sadaka region. Congo-Kinshasa was in June the same year, but there was problems in Congo-Kinshasa. So we went to petition the United Nations, but this did not help the apartheid regime of Foster and Malana. They say they cannot give a land to Kafas. So they used the terminology. But we were encouraged, of course, by the achievement of independence, first of Tanzania in Sadaka region, followed by in 1960, in December 1960, followed by Zambia, I think in 64, Zimbabwe in 1980, and 1975, Angola and Mozambique. So we had now a long border with the Free Republic of Angola. The President Agustin Neto, the first president, as you can see, him there in Rwanda. Okay. So said that we must stand up and fight. So he gave us support. So we have a long border now from the border with Zambia, Katima Muliro, up to the Atlantic Ocean with a free independent Angola. So we were able to train our combatants. The People's Liberation Army Namibia planned SWAPO's military wing. We were able to attack the enemy and defeat the enemy at the battlefront. But still the apartheid regime of South Africa still struggled. So the United Nations Committee on Namibia was involved and tried to find the ways and means for us to negotiate for our independence. But the first meeting, they proposed that we should meet in the Windhoek. And then we said, no, we can't meet in the Windhoek because it's possible they will arrest us. We can go and meet in Pretoria. We said no. Then a proposal was made by the UN to meet in Geneva. So we met in Geneva, and under, of course, the chairmanship of the UN, we flew from Rwanda, Angola, to Paris, via Paris to Geneva. When we arrived in Geneva, we were received by the United Nations at Committee on Southwest Africa, on Namibia at the time. They receive us, they process us through diplomatic, and they accommodate us at the hotel. So when we entered, the hall was full. The hall was the hall of for the League of Nations. You know, the League of Nations which existed before the Second World War. So when we went in, the hall was full, TV from all European journalists. Now, when we entered the hall, this secretary did not take us at a place where there are seats reserved for the SWAPO delegation. She just disappeared. Now, I saw a South African delegation set already where there are microphones. I just went and catch this boy, threw him on the ground, and I sat down, and I said, Namibia is our country. It cannot be represented by foreigners or oppressors who are oppressing our people. So I make my statement, and then after completing my statement, the swap of women in the country who were around, they also say, really, So we walk out, come back to Africa, continue with the armed struggle. So then the United Nations, of course, later on came and organized the elections, which was based on one man, one vote. So we insisted. And they were, when the election took place, SWAPO won the election. And then we formed the first democratic government in the Republic of Namibia. And here we are. You have seen it, we are developed. There was no university here. There was bad education. Secondary school were only for whites. But you can see we have developed the country. And also, at that time, the South Africans, they destroyed the railway line from Aus to Riedrich. And they destroyed. There was even in the newspaper published that any farmer who wanted to buy a siding railway line, they can buy that. So then at the time of independence, they occupy Walvis Bay. They claim that Walvis Bay was not a part of Germany, Southwest Africa. What is we have achieved was Germany, Southwest Africa. So they occupy Walvis Bay. Now that's the South Africans. So we continued, and then I warned them that if they don't move from Walvis Bay, we would attack them with the Katusha artillery gun. And they knew we had that artillery gun. So the South African proposed that we should have a joint venture over Walvis Bay's administration. So I appointed Comrade Nangoro Mbumba, the vice president, and he went. Now, when he went there, the boy he found there, he said he cannot talk to Kafas. So Nangoro Mbumba, of course, was given his security and also amount of money to buy houses. So he bought houses and occupied. Now, and they continue to, but they don't talk with this Boa who was there. He's insisting that he can't talk to Kafas. So, Kafas, you know, it means stupid people. So, one day, our commander-in-chief, commander of the Namibia police in Swakopmund, his name is Commander Nguo. He went to visit Nangoro Mbumba. But before he visited Nangoro Mbumba, he went to the police station just to pay a courtesy call to his counterpart. Now, when he entered the police station, the commander of the Boas was not there. He went to the toilet. Now, Nguo just sat on the chair, like there, with a AK-47 on the table. Now, when did this boy find his table was going to just run away? And then they all ran away. Now, when he ran away, he went to the one who doesn't want to receive in Angora Bumba. The four of them ran away. So Walvis Bay was liberated without firing a gun. And of course, we take over Walvis Bay. And I invited the frontline states, so we went and celebrate the liberation of Walvis Bay. This is how we liberate Walvis Bay. Of course, it was a small harbor. Now we have extended. Yeah, all big shipping line used to go to Cape Town. Now we have expanded the harbor of Walvis Bay more than Cape Town even. So all shipping line anomalies that stay outside the harbor in the deep sea, now they can land. If you go to Walvis Bay, you will find that what I'm saying is the truth. So also now, goods are destined for SADC countries, coming from either Europe or the Americas. They dock at the Walvis Bay, then from Walvis Bay they go through the road to Botswana, to even to Pretoria, and to Zambia, to Congo. So this is how we liberate Walvis Bay. Guerrilla no swapo, utwahanduka twara Namibia. Well, you can see yourself. Education, which is very important, because education is the better future for everyone. So we have now primary schools, secondary school, technical schools, and the University of Namibia. So we are no longer sending our students to foreign countries, unless on a special. But now we have all the faculties, including medicine, engineering, electronic engineer. You find them there at the University of Namibia. So, but still, we need to educate more our children all over the country, not only around the window, but the whole country. So education must continue to be provided and increased, because once we have educated people, then we will be able to eradicate poverty, disease, and ignorance. Well, the problem is that poverty is still there, and poverty can only be eradicated by poverty once we have enough agriculturalists who will be looking after our cattle, and to have enough beef, small livestock like goats and sheep, fish, so that our people will have enough food to eat. And if we have a surplus, we export it to other countries, as we do now. And we still to make sure that education is a priority above all other priorities, starting from kindergarten, primary school, secondary school, up to the university level and technical institutions, because education is improving everybody's life. First of all, there must be peace and stability. Mm-hmm. And this starts with the respect of our traditional leaders, and then all of our elders, and especially women, so that we are able to proceed with the peace and stability in our country. And I think you have seen it. You can walk now, nobody will say, hey, Mace, we are kafar, as it used to be by the apartheid regime of South Africa. So I think Namibia is a peaceful country, and I think it's even recognized by the international community that Namibia is a peaceful country, and therefore it's also developed. It is developing to ensure that our aim and objective of the SWAPO party is to ensure that we eradicate poverty
disease and the ignorance from the face of our country and that of the continent of Africa as a whole. Because we are members of the African Union, and we have to make a contribution with everything possible to ensure that there is peace and stability on the African continent. And there can be no peace if there is poverty. Well, I call upon all the Namibians to respect our elders, to respect His Excellency, President Haki Geigo, and all our ministers.
Ngenya mefele po shimbili na kara mukandudu mukatunda ame mwene kwa kulizuva dona onene apakatshikiri mkurona kwetu gosrongo usemino uyoma gaturugane na ininke yuwana wanawa hei ngatpirano sekdivara morwazi age kwa turetera ininke yuwasili unene azindi kwa to age ininke indikaptwa imono ndikaptwa imona iyo tupuna kundira kwa wakwetu kono mbunga nadinye asinditu mtureni mu makandrero karonga mfenkenda ndi amwe hingidike korulyo endi morwasi akege gawingira asi ovemo mbundu ano mbundu imongo tengwira hena mpandu nene naturongereni pamwene mpandu nene.
My mother, sometime when I come from the kettle, I milk the kettle, I put the milk in the calabash. Then I see my mother laying down and the child on top of her. And she's in serious fever. She has a higher fever. So that happened to many people. So normally, when I find her, I pounded the mahangu to produce flour for our oshitima. She said, Sherry, that is my firstborn. Yeah, I have prepared some mahangu. Now go and pound so that I come and do okutitha to shave today.
Ocho chiringa shito popi nandiye meha pudo ye shito ti okwali hatsu yeta sisi shaama no kutsa yeta sisi ya oyeri ne na meme pochini ne omanga dichano nacho nangane oyomtse wetu shava twavarwa ndichi ashike okwakara eno omukaro omwana wa megumbo wanje tu shitwarongwa kutate na meme manje tu shitwakaramo ihamutu kwacha to tukungo mnungino to mtumbura okuti otokongwe hapo
opalwa mnono mwana wa tatereke runona yali hetokuinini temukinini okay
This na footage Nakara anjikarita nayo watati indakuka pulengwe ongukwali hemukweni
It's going to help kettle in the cup and the pound mahanga. No. Tatsira mwaina. Tatsira mwaina.
Sometimes my mother is very, very sick. She cannot even wake up to hold to the baby. So I just learned how to okutita. You girls cannot beat me. Up to now I know how to do it because of that difficult situation. So I was brought up to be responsible for everything that happened at home.
So I grew up that sometime. I like to go to cattle post so that I don't look after the children. And I used to go from Ganjera village to Ukwambi, where my father originally was born there in Ukwambi area. So I go there for 3 months with our cattle. And sometimes I go also with the cattle of our neighbors who have boys to look after their cattle. Ine tulimo bae mono akuiti tashi ashuru wala dithano makakuga ogea go mambusu ugeni tenda ki para huno kiti huna dokwega dege kumwaga tikwaka gowe tu furane ogene doranda atura tu no na wirumbu satu tanga shasha tu tirumbu atondi yetu chwatu vuka kuruntu tapo amwaya kuchuva kaloga poshuru moshine otozi kwa dengba we punana shu eterera tashite oh ai kwati iyo kwiketa zatwa tutondirumbu ho anoyitwa kala ne tutondirumbu kana ayishitwa kakokane oh itaya shwamane ukuda ne kwame nkurumeri kongana ho kuuni de simbojono ho gato joko ko bangala to ho kwame nkuruma ta Afrika uchirongo cha ruze avare rwamo achiti rwamo kukarunga atiriga ne o Europe ya na chune ko Europa kwene tunapoimbira limwenda atria ne shunde ninde kuwe Europa okumwazi namsa o jefika mene atukwa pake burune jime imbiro jono erimbi otokaze ngwane ngora ko police. We come and clean the office of the Boers, and we used to wash them with the soap, the floor nicely, and then apply the polish, and then when the Boers come, they step there, they say the mark of their shoe. Oh, yes, daarom goed kafra van Zuid-West Africa. We just say, boss. Now I have to plan how to get out from Francistown into southern Rhodesia. So I bought myself a first class reserved. They were first class train that reserved for black people or for colors if they have the money to pay more. Because you get the table, you can be served with the food there. So I had the money from Ovambo and the People's Organization, the forerunner of SWAPO. So I had the 500 pounds, that was a lot of pounds. A ticket by that time is about just 200 pounds or to go to New York and come back. It was cheaper by that time. So I had the 500,000 Namibia dollars. So I bought myself a reserved colors. So I planned how to cross this border from Botswana land, British Botswana land, to southern Rhodesia, British colony. So I have to have either passport or a permit. But I didn't have those. I was escaping. So I planned, and my plan works. I went to the shop, very expensive shop in Francistown, and I bought myself pajamas, slippers, and I dressed myself in a first-class compartment reserved for black people. And I locked the compartment where I was alone. And I bought all the newspapers from South Africa, the Cape August, Cape Times, the Star, all the South African newspapers. I bought them in Francistown. Then I put them on the table nicely. So I addressed myself and dressed the pajamas and the gown and the newspapers, nice. Now, when we came to the Rhodesian, southern Rhodesia and the Botswana and the borders. There you have to have a permit to enter Southern Rhodesia British colony. I allow this British police to come to knock, and I just keep quiet, knock, keep quiet, knock, keep quiet. And then he knocked hard. I pull the door like this. I say, "Are you sick? What the hell you are doing?" Now he look at me, and I see inferior when he look now at my newspaper, the Times. They say, "Okay, you are now entering Southern Rhodesia British colony. Next time you must have visas and so on." Because I told him that I'm a teacher in Botswana. I'm just going to visit my uncle who's working in Bulawayo. Didn't know anybody there, and there was apartheid there also. So I have to look for some black people there. I saw black children playing. I didn't want to ask anybody. Now I bought them some chocolate, and I asked them to take me to their teacher's house. So they show me the teacher's house. I knock. No, they say no. The teacher's he just went in town. You can come back later. And so later on I came, and this man said, "Oh, how did you come from Southwest Africa all the way? How did you manage?" This is how I'm escaping. I'm going to the United Nations. I now wanted to go to buy a ticket in Tanzania, then to go to Nairobi, Kenya, then Sudan, Khartoum in Sudan, then to Accra, Ghana. Ghana was then the only independent African country from here. So this is how I escaped. After Second World War, so the British agreed that the former German colonies and the British are prepared to grant independence to their country. The first one was Tanzania. That we were all based in Tanzania. And then Kenya became independent, Uganda became independent. But the first among all of them, in June 1960, I remember, it was Congo-Kinshasa. When the Algeria achieved independence, I went there and I got the first 2 pepper submachine gun, 2 Tete pistols, and 2 boxes of bullets. Because otherwise they cannot fire without bullets. And those are the ones who our guerrilla fighters took up to Nguru Ombashe to launch the armed liberation struggle there.
And how did you sneak those pepper?
No, I brought them to Dar es Salaam and Tanzania. But when you see, I have to learn a little bit Arabic language in order to pass at Cairo. From Algeria, I came with them to Cairo. I have to take Egyptian airline from Cairo to Nairobi, Kenya, stopover, and then to Dar es Salaam. So what I did, I learned a bit of Arabic. I know how to say sabah akhe, sabah hanur, kwais katire, alhamdulillah, shukran. That is Arabic. So I talked to those Egyptian immigration officers. They get interested into me. I'm black child, but I speak a bit of Arabic. But we had our office in Cairo, in town. So I told them, I have those boxes there, please took them there. So they put them aside, they didn't ask what is in these boxes. Then I came by Egyptian airline from Cairo to Nairobi and Dar es Salaam, the last stop. But in Nairobi, the British were there, Mau was in full swing. So I asked those Egyptians to allow me to stay in the aircraft. They said, "How you can stay?" Because I was speaking a little bit Arabic, they get interested in me. They say, "Hey, harasho suka, harasho, sabake." Yeah, sit down, you can be mainly with your boxes here. So I remained. Then the plane took off to Dar es Salaam. In Dar es Salaam, we had office because Tanzania was independent. So this is how we smuggled those guns from Dar es Salaam through Northern Rhodesia, now Zambia, through Caprivi Strip, and our guerrilla fighters up to Mguru Gombashi, where we launched the armed struggle. So it was not easy, but the determination was there. If I see other blacks in Uganda, they are black like me, they are independent, I say, we must go and fight the Boers. We started the armed struggle, and then the Boers, the whole of South African army was in this country. I'm sure you must have heard about it. We have the Katusha.
And what Katusha can do?
Oh, Katusha can destroy. Katusha is if you hit here, two shells here, and the one they can also destroy Otavi. Oh yeah, it's a very powerful gun. Oh yeah. We still have it at the Grootfontein. That's why the Boers could not do anything to us. They know we have that Katusha, and they will not buy it. We thank the Russian Federation. By that time, the Soviet Union. Now it's the Russian Federation. So we know how to fight, and we can fight. And the Boers know that. That's why they cannot make any nonsense here. If they do, they know Satan will meet them in a meeting. We had 8K-47, you hide it underwater, you take it out to firing. Whereas the gun of the Boers, they cannot take it in the water. Once you put it in the water, the gun will not fire. So we had that automatic AK-47 of the Russians. The Russians, they just gave us weapons, anti-air, free of charge. Tango oitana itsikire comrades. Oito ya pumpo kutsikirwa morashina tango tuna unona wetu mu Republic ya Namibia ihau yiko skora. Omtondi wetu ngashingino patarere ni uposi noruhepo. Na ikonjife tumwende kuchake shokano ka Namibia. Shena yina eni bari wanenge kaina bari na yo moskora. Keshom Namibia te hama eni bari wanenge kini bari wa na yo bochipangero ditafutu. Amonao o matanga akurata ikeda sira potai kokoro toi karafio fio aita no dige ahuru obono me pie horike so tukakugirira.
Lived with the children in Germany, East Germany, then at the place where SWAP was given an opportunity to take care of children, particularly after the Kasenga attack. Many children were taken to, Germany, and she was responsible, not just herself alone. Many women were sent to Germany to go and, look after these children without their parents, because the parents were, involved either in the military, in teaching, in whatever responsibilities of the party. So she was one of those who were, looking after the children in Germany. These are two amazing parents in the true sense of the word. The other day I was talking about how Comrade Nujoma himself, as a man, lived in exile for so many years, and he came back without a child born of a different mother other than his own children with Namekobambo Nyoma. Many of our men left children in Tanzania, Zambia, wherever they have been, but not Comrade Nyoma. And as you know, that when he left the country, Memekovambo did not go with him. she followed either she followed in the 70s. And mind you, Comrade Nujoma left the country in the 60s, early 60s. I don't remember the correct year when he left, either 61 or 62 there. And imagine, his wife joined him in either 1976 or 77. But no child born out of extramarital relationships. That shows you the kind of a man Comrade Nujoma was. And when Comrade Kovambo joined him eventually, their love, blossomed. And they have been together up to the time now that he had departed. It's an exemplary marital history or story that young people should learn from, really. For people to marry and be together for all that long, really it shows the quality and the characters of the two individuals.
Ate kuru swea kutara I kupea mbia kupamoka singa. Opone pe fimbondani tinga tate kuru. Peine pe atoporeva keshe umwe tapapisa kutate kuru. Ate tutse ano na wemba takupumita akasinga.